to talk a little bit of strategy stuff. It's just things that we've already discussed throughout practices. It's absolutely nothing new. It's just kind of to help remind us of what we do on the track as our team. So some things that we really don't talk a lot about, or we haven't really focused a lot about this season particularly, are power jams and what to do in a power jam situation. So blockers and jammers each have a responsibility. Jammers, it's extremely important that you guys are using this communication, and it's not going to be anything secret. You don't have to use your voice. You're just going to use your hands. And we have 3 different strategies of what to do during a power jam. And you hold up either a 1 finger, 2 fingers, or 4 fingers. And essentially all that is you're asking as the jammer, hey, I want my absolute #1 best blocker that we have to go fuck shit up. Just 1. Or you hold up 2 and you say, hey, I want the top 2 blockers to go annihilate some folks, do whatever it is that they do so they can help me. Or, hey, I need everybody, all hands on deck, all 4 of you guys. You're never going to hold up a #3 because, I mean, why bother just leaving one person behind, to hang out by themselves? There might be like one situation where I would see that one person would hang out in the back, and that's only if like the other team is coming back and they're trying to stop them or blah, blah, blah. So that I don't want to get complicated. So #1, 2, and 4, what you're going to do here, we have our teams. We have shirts and skins. golly gee, I'm a terrible videographer. So we've got Rolly over here in team shirts wearing the pivot panty on her head. Then we've got Mel, President Mel over here on the inside line, Captain Smash playing right here. And then we've got the Deadly Fracture on the outside. This is just what they're set up. Those are your 4 blockers on the blue. Blockers on the skins are BOA, Danger, Hannibal, myself. Our jammers are Wiley and Weeble. If you guys can't see this, or if I start like shifting, someone please yell at me. So typically on a power jam, let's say that, no, this is what I wanted. Blue team's on a power jam, right? All of these guys are way up here trying to build some kind of formation to stop the jammer coming through. What you guys need to do is have your top 2 players in the first 2 blocking sections up here. You guys are going to line up on either side of the track in lanes 1 and 4, not spread out throughout the rest of the track for your jammer to have to fight through you. You guys on a power jam are going to be split 2 and 2. This is where you have to be honest with yourself. You guys have 4 people out on the track. And you have to figure out where you are in stance as far as the blocker goes. Are you blocker 1, 2, 3, or 4? In this line, in the blue line, I have these people specifically just to show skill level, so it would be an easy demonstration of who would be in which positions. You've got Fracture and Smash are my top 2 annihilators out of these 2, just in case they're just asking for 1 or 2 blockers. Then we have Mel and Rolly. It's not that they're not great, but these 2 are just a little bit more consistently fuck your life up all the fucking time. You can tell that I'm really excited about them. Okay, so #1, you hold up #1, 1 person comes out, kills everybody. Sorry, Andrew. 2, then you send out your top 2 people like this. They go fuck shit up. 4 is just everybody. So that's your power jam scenarios. Are there questions about that? No? Yes, Wiley, hey. No? Okay. I thought you were pressing.
Asian, I have a question.
Hannibal! Yeah.
What happens when the pack moves, but the people in the back are still standing there?
Okay. Let me move my pack up here. So what you're saying is something like this, right? You've still got, pack is way up here, right?
Correct.
And you've got your 10-foot line. So we're 10, you're out of 20 feet away from the pack, right? So you're no longer part of the pack. First off, you guys need to keep up with the pack. So just because you're not blockers 1 or 2 doesn't mean that you're not important in this. You guys that are hanging out on the back, in the back lanes 1 and 4, you still have to stay within distance of the pack. So that, thank you. Just like that. That'd be just fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
See you in a little
just,
bit.
thank you. I appreciate you. You guys still have to stay up with the pack. So don't think that you guys are out clean easy. Also, what happens sometimes is, let's say I'm a dick. Here I am, and I knock Wiley out. I'm going to start running back just because that's what you do, right? Wiley's got to come with me. Rolly, you've got to stop me. You've got to be like, fuck you, Asian, I'm going to get in your way. All right? So just because you guys are hanging out back here doesn't mean you just get to willy-nilly let me go by. It's your job. Even come together if you have to and block me from coming backwards. Yeah? Hannibal, is that what you're getting at?
That also, what other job do they serve other than blocking people coming back? That might involve the opposing jammer.
So, where's where'd Weevil go? Oh, I put her down. Okay, yeah. So we're up here. Everyone's playing roller derby up here. Sorry, guys. Here comes Weevil. Weevil's coming back in. Let's say she went around the track. Here she comes. She's coming back up. What do you guys do? Whoo! You stop Weevil. Yeah?
Should they also maybe say words?
Yeah. Communication is always super important. So what you could say all the time is communicate with your people up here of what the hell's going on. The jammer's coming up. I don't know. Communicate. Talk to each other. Is that what am I saying the right things, Hannibal?
That was what I was desperately trying to lead you to.
Communication. Yeah. Talking is always the number one thing for me. I'm always, say everything. Now, sometimes over communication gets a little confusing. So make sure you're saying the right words. Don't be like loud noises, but say, hey, opposing jammer coming in, or OJ. Some people use OJ. Okay, let's see. Any other questions on power jams? What to do in a power jam?
When does the jammer need to signal? And when do we need to actually enact this motion, our offense? What is our timing plan for this?
Okay, so let me get my people back in order. Okay, so we've got all our folks, right? It's a power jam. So Wiley just got out. She's going around the track, right? As soon as you get out, at least halfway, your blockers have to know what number you're saying. Like, you guys have got to communicate at least by halfway around the track. So that way it gives enough time for your blockers to figure out, maybe for themselves, they have, maybe 5 or 6 seconds to figure out what they're going to personally do. But when your blocker comes back around, maybe within 10 feet, you guys need to be executing. Well, I guess it just depends on how fast you guys are. Like, you kind of have to know your jammers and know when it is that they want you to hit the pack. Minnie wants you to just run as fast as you can, and not be patient and wait, while maybe Weeble and Wiley are a little bit more patient with seeing where your blockers are going to go and react. So as long as you can get up to the pack and make some damage in a timely fashion, that's maybe when you should go. Weeble, do you have a better suggestion?
I do. I can help you out here.
Thanks,
so
girl.
As a jammer, what I'm going to say is what you want your jammer to not lose their speed. They don't want to lose their momentum. So you want to time it, as Asian said, based on how fast your jammer is, so that when they actually engage and hit it, they can engage at full speed, that they're not actually hitting and impacting, coming to a stop before you start working. By then, it's almost too late. They've already lost their speed, and that's half of their power, They need speed to juke. So you want to make sure that you're actually moving forward, not too late, because you want to make sure that you hit that pack before your jammer and get them moving. But additionally, you don't want to go too early. If you go, sorry, my camera's going weird. Pause. Shh. I'm just going to keep going. If you go too early, you're going to engage. They're going to catch that offense, and they're going to reset up despite your offense. So you want to make sure that you're going not too early so that they re-engage and reset up and you have a formed wall, but not too late so that your jammer engages first. Hopefully that helps.
Cool. Hit it and quit it, okay? That means you have to stop rolling after your initial contact. I know that I'm gonna get some water because my fat ass has not exercised this entire quarantine. I know we have a problem not rolling because we have wheels on our feet. We're all really excited. We want to do the damn thing, right? Like we want to skate. That's why we're wearing roller skates. But you can't do that. Sorry, Wable. You gotta wait. You can't do that all the time because if the pack runs away, then you don't get to keep engaging in contact. So what happens? So we're back to our power jam situation. Wiley is coming up. She's asking just for one help because I only have one hand. So Fracture is going to go help Wiley, right? She's over here. Number one, number one, number one, number one. Here I come. Number one, the hit it and quit it is you go up here as a blocker, you just hit someone and stop. Does anyone know why this blocker needs to stop after they have initiated contact? Anybody know why?
Because they could move the pack up, or they could create a pack, and then their jammer would have to keep fighting.
Yeah, if they keep on rolling, then the whole pack is going to keep on rolling, and that's just more that Wiley has to fight, right?
Yeah, and the jammer has to chase, and it's not fun.
Yeah, absolutely not fun. Another reason why this blocker wants to just stop is because they have, since they're all up here, and this mixed with this is the pack, right? They're all the pack. This person has essentially just initiated the pack speed because they are the pack. They're here with every fucking body. So when Fracture comes up and knocks the shit out of me, she has said, hey, here's the pack. You can't go anywhere. I'm right here. They can try to skate off as they can, but it's not going to do any good. But even if they do skate off, it's just one less person that Wiley has to worry about. So the hit it and quit it, people. Oh, they all look the same. Again, one blocker. We're using one as an example here. You can use two. It could be all four of you guys, but the offense from behind strategy that we're talking about right now is the hit and quit, which means you go up, you do something, and you stop. You go up, you do something, you stop. Don't keep rolling. Okay. Questions on that one? Pretty simple, right? The hardest part about this is to stop the fucking rolling. Like, everyone's got the problem. You get so excited, especially when you hit someone, you're like, yeah, you dirty! You just keep on going. But that's when you have to be like, oh man, this is when I have to stop playing the dirty. So that's really where everybody kind of fails at this one, is everybody just continues to roll. So, since there's no questions on that one, we're going to get back to some lovely exercising. Yay. All right. Okay. Next one. We're going to be talking about the screen from the front. There we Weeble. Okay. So here, oh, where the hell am I? So here we're doing the screen from the front. We have Weeble is over here on lane 4. Mel is playing the power position. We've got Smash on the outside lane, Fracture on that inside, and then Rolly is pivoting. The 4 of them are super close. They're all close up, bunched up together because Weeble has pushed them to the side. So again, everybody's going to have a part to play in this, and depending on where you are, whether you're the jammer or whether you're one of these 4 blockers, you guys have got to remember everybody's roles in this. So the jammer, if you want to have a screen from the front, your job is to bait this pack to one side, and not just partially. You can't have them in like lanes 2.5 and 3, leaving lane 4 open. That's not going to work. That's not going to give you enough room. So what you really need to do is just push everybody over to the side, have them bunch up together, commit to one side completely, and get yourself not necessarily stuck, but just kind of hold them there. So while you're here as the jammer, you guys have to actually push on them just a little bit, kind of make it believe that you're going to be stuck there for a second, okay? Because these blockers are pretty smart. If you start wiggling around, they're going to get squirrely too. So kind of hold them there. So once you got them stuck, Rolly, or no, this is BOA way up here. I don't know if you guys can see. So Wiley just got out. BOA lost her. Wiley zooming around. There she goes. BOA's job up here, the very first or the last blocker that just lost the jammer, has to say, I lost her, or something along those lines. So that way the rest of her blockers know the jammer is no longer part of the engagement zone, that opposing jammer is far, far away, going around the track, trying to come around and score some more points. So we have to do something to get Weeble out of this nonsense. Make sense? Cool. So BOA says, I lost her, Wiley's gone. What's gonna happen then is everybody comes together and makes a single file line. But you guys gotta stay pretty close in proximity to the other pack. When I say that, I'm not meaning come line up right here in a single file line. Because remember, just a minute ago, I said these blockers are pretty smart. So they're gonna be like, the fuck are these guys doing? They're up to something, and then they'll scatter and all of your plans are foiled. So line up this close to them, but in lane 1, or opposite side of the track from where they are. So Wiley's gone, BOA says, I lost her. Everybody lines up. Whoever is closest to the pack, this person in the very front, closest to Weeble, our jammer that's stuck, will look at your jammer. You guys will communicate however you guys need to. You get the signal, and then we go. Now this is where everyone gets confused. So I'm gonna kind of go slow. When you guys say, okay, let's go, it's time to go, let's screen, whatever verbiage you want to use. These 4 blockers have 4 very specific places to go to, and this is where we fuck this up all the time. So this person has to go just behind the very last blocker. We always kind of go right here, but we messed that up. You got to go just behind, and I'll tell you why. This person, you got to come about right here. This person comes right here, and this person caps them off. So you can kind of see, you've got a C shape right here. You're basically corralling this pack in. The reason why you want to come behind the very last blocker is because you can't really engage in very much stuff when you're coming this direction, can you? That's going to give you big bad penalties. You got to come from behind, but also if you get your meat, like I'm dipping underneath of Mel and I'm getting my meat on her meat to hold her, she can't shimmy out from behind of me. Or stand right here and give her the whole, like, I'm gonna bear hug you, this is me bear hugging you. The most important thing about this though, is the blockers have got to hold your ground. Don't just go there and show up and be like, hey, I'm standing by you now. We're playing roller derby because I'm standing by you. That's what we do, and it's completely ineffective. When you get to your spot right next to that person, you have to hold like you've got someone pushing on you, like we're doing one-on-one blocking already, okay? So the reason why this person is right here in the back is Weeble is gonna skirt around and go away. Get out, I love you, go away. This person is preventing the last person from getting around. Mel, I love you, but you can't get around me because I'm just gonna be in your way right here. If I was scooted up a little bit, you certainly could absolutely get out. But because I'm smart, I'm coming right here so you can't get out. Danger, my friend Danger, let me get my people right. Danger is also preventing Mel from getting out. Mel can't get out this way because Danger's there. Mel can't out this way or that way because I'm there. So Mel's completely blocked in. Danger's blocking her in, but she's also blocking Fracture. Poor Fracture, you can't go through Danger. She's gonna eat your ass up because she's right here. But if you try to, she also got her for Hannibal right here. So Hannibal and Danger are holding strong. You can't get through, you can't get through. Rolly, I'm sorry, you can't get through either because Hannibal is right here. She's right, pretty much right next to you, almost right in front of Fracture, but she's also got her buddy BOA, who's mama bearing you, saying you're not going anywhere. Smash, I'm sorry, you're just stuck on the edge. If you try to get through here, you're gonna come up to Hannibal. If you try to get up through there, you're gonna get to BOA, which is another reason why Weeble has to smash this pack up against the very far edge. If there's any room at all, even half a lane, this will not work. Do you see how much room they have right there? Smash can easily get around and just annihilate Weeble. So it's very important. Jammer, absolutely. Come back. Push them all up against the barrier, the border, the edge, whatever, the track boundary. And then, ta-da! Screen is effective. So I will try to walk us through one more time without explaining everything, so that way we can just kind of see it go in motion. Okay, come here, Wiley. Wiley and BOA, duking it out. Oh, wait, you can't see them fighting. They're duking it out, they're fighting. Poor BOA. Oh, Wiley's gone. BOA says, I lost her, I lost her. Everybody lines up. Asian and Weeble make lovely eyes at each other. Asian signals everybody to come take their spot. And we hold strong. Everyone tries to push against us. They can't through us because we're too powerful. Weeble zips through and scores all the points. Yay! Part 2 of this, okay? So that was part 1, successful, everybody's happy. Oh yeah, I see you talking. Hey, Smash.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
this is me. Can you re-emphasize why timing is so important?
Yeah, okay, so.
That's something that we always have a struggle with.
So true. I told you guys, these blue blockers, they are smart, right? They got some real smart people in this pack. If my hot-headed pack gets too excited and we're over here and we come in too soon, these guys are gonna completely just get out of our shit. So if I come up here too soon, or if Danger doesn't pay attention and she's holding these people back up because she doesn't see me zoom off and we don't move together as one, like a nice pace line instead of an accordion, then Fracture is gonna get out, Rolly's gonna roll up, by the time Danger comes back over here and everything's scattered and it completely doesn't work. So the timing of it, as soon as Weeble in the back, I don't remember where you are, here you are. People. As soon as Weeble makes googly eyes at me, all 4 of us have got to go together as one, not just 4 separate people. It has to be super fast. So by the time that you come to your immediate position, you already know where you're going because you know where you are in this lane. You know, Hannibal, she's 3rd up here. She knows that's her spot. No questions asked. She knows because we've sat here and we've drilled this in her head. Blockers 1, 2, and 3, and 4, where they go in relation to this when you're lined up in your straight line. So there's no question. You get there with urgency, which means you get there as fast as you fucking can. And then you hold firm, and then you will be successful. Did I get what you'd like, Smash?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I just wanted you to emphasize that because that's one thing that we harp on over and over. Actually, if you want Chris to yell at you, he's right there.
Yeah. I miss you yelling at us, but I love you. It's my turn to talk.
We don't miss being yelled at.
Hey, I love you though, for real. Look at your handsome face.
I've had a haircut in like 6 months now. It's terrible.
I love it. You're looking more feminine. My kind of yum. Okay, so that's part one of the fun. Part two is what we also forget. Once we have done this, we are so excited because blue team has tried to escape, and maybe one or two of them have. Maybe, let's say that BOA didn't quite get there in time and Rolly is really fucking fast and she saw our offense coming because she was communicating and she's saying, hey, y'all, something's up, something's happening. They're forming some kind of forward formation. I'm going to get out of it, regardless of what it is. Rolly's out there, BOA's over here. Shit's kind of crazy. The jam is going. Weevil has already made her way through because we have successfully screened from the front. Okay? By this time, these blue guys are going to chase our jammer because they feel like they are strong enough and mighty enough to go chase off our jammer. They get distracted. But you cannot forget about Wiley, right? Don't forget about Wiley. She's zooming around here. So what we have to do, as soon as you screen, you're already in this kind of a formation. You see what happened? Or was my computer not set up right? Okay, let me reset that up. So we were screening. This was our screen, right? Because all of our blue people were in here. Ta-da, blues, and then they got out. Bye-bye, they're chasing Weevil. Here comes Wiley. The screen is still kind of there because we didn't get excited. We didn't roll around everywhere. Wiley's coming up. Now we have a tripod and a safety. So you guys can set up immediately, reset into a defensive set. You've got a 3-and-1. If you have to set up that way, BOA can even safety on the inside line. Either way, you move from your screen from the front into a defense. So you go from offense to defense. Does that make sense? No? You can have it. Okay. Questions on that? So it's a two-parter. The screen from the front is actually two-part. You screen working together and then you reset into a defense stance. Cool? Right on. Exercising. Okay, let's see. We're going to talk about offense as soon as the opposing jammer gets through and immediately back to defense, which is kind of, you can use the screen to do that. That's one of your tools in your toolbox, right? We're going to be going from offense right back to defense. So offense is, sorry, I'm out of breath. I told you my fat ass hasn't worked out in a while. Offense essentially is just when you're helping your jammer. Defense is when you're stopping the other jammer. I know that that can kind of get a little confusing, especially for those of you who haven't really like done sports or haven't played them growing up or whatever. It's totally fine. It can get a little confusing. But if you think defense is you're defending against the other jammer, that can kind of help you remember. So offense, as soon as the opposing jammer gets through and immediately back to defense. One of the tools is your screen. You just came back from in front and you played offense and then reset into a defense strategy. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you can do that. I really don't think that I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways with the water bottle, because then you're just going to see me moving around a bunch of water bottles and it's not going to make any sense because you're like, what the fuck is Asian doing? But it's just the mindset. Normally, what we do as a blocker is we're so focused on defense, right? We're all about annihilate the other jammer, kill the other jammer, block the other team, right? It's all about focusing on killing the other jammer. that we kind of forget to help our own jammers, right? Wiley and Weeble, I know you guys kind of have to fight off a lot of stuff on your own because we're all like, kill, kill, kill. But one of the most important and exciting parts about Derby is offense. It's the only sport where you play offense and defense at the same time, which means that we can't forget half of that statement, right? We can't just get stuck on playing on defense. We have to go help. But when we get caught up in the fun of helping, you can't forget, probably 5 seconds later, Wiley or Weeble or Goldie or Chaos is going to be coming around the track, and you got to go back to that defensive set. A couple of ways that we can defend. We're going to talk about a 3-and-1 with a safety in the other lane, which is kind of what we just did when I was showing you BOA was off while everyone else was kind of hanging out together. Let me get my water bottle set up. It would be more like this. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So water bottles are kind of set. If you can see, oh, sorry if you can see, if I can hold it. We've got Wiley back here, and she's stuck between Danger, Hannibal, and BOA. They're making a tripod. That's typically what we do, right, is a tripod. We've got 3 people making a seam right here, and they're both getting assistance from their pivot or their point or whatever it is that you want, their brace. Wiley is stuck. I'm hanging out way over here in my own land where I like. And the reason is not because I don't want to do anything. It's because I trust my pack over here, right? I also don't feel necessary to come over into like the middle of the track. I know probably not this season because all the seasons get jumbled together, but I know last season and the season before we were kind of telling you guys about the different lanes that you need to cover, right? You've got 4 blockers on the track. This blocker should be able to block 1 lane at a time, right? So they've got control of this lane. I don't have to worry about lane 1 because I trust that BOA can totally take care of 1 lane by herself. Danger can most certainly take care of a lane by herself. So if they both can handle their own lane, if Hannibal is bracing them, Danger can still handle this lane by herself, right? She doesn't need someone right here next to her because she can do it on her own. She's a big girl. I've got this lane over here. I don't have to come over here because my friends can shift together. If Wiley moves over here, they're going to shift as one. So they can kind of cover like 3 lanes, 2.5, 3 lanes all by themselves. I don't have to overcommit, and that's what we're going to talk about. So you've got your tripod right here. Safety is not necessarily right even with that back of the wall. They're up here because my 3 people, they can twist and turn and do whatever. Sorry, I can't use both my hands. But they can cover the entire track essentially by themselves because of the skills that we've taught you guys as far as pivoting, turning, moving together as a unit. You guys can cover it. So 3-and-1 with the safety. You've got your 3 people here. Your safety is up here. The safety is only there just in case something happens with these 3. Let's say Wiley's really jukey and she breaks my people apart, and Wiley kind of escapes on that outside line. I'm here to catch her, so I catch her however you can, whether it's a peacock, a face-to-face peacock, catch her with your meat, frontal block her, plow stop, whatever it is, just chip her off for a moment, all the different tools, just long enough for somebody else to kind of help out, and then rejoin. Can you guys see that? I know I'm moving around a lot. Okay, so again, you've got a safety, you've got a 3, a 3-and-1. Same thing up here. We've got a tripod right here holding Weeble, and good old Mills here on that inside line guarding that gold so Weeble can't escape and go up here into lane 1. They're blocking her over here. If Weeble ends up getting out, Mel stops her, Smash comes and joins, Rolly again is pivot, and then Fracture is safety in lane 4. Everybody get that? So that's your 3-and-1 with a safety in a different lane. The other one we're going to talk about is your 3-in-1 with your safety as a power. It's essentially going to be the same thing. However, let's say we're in the middle of the track. Here's my tripod. Poor Wiley is stuck right here. Weeble has nothing to worry about. She's circling around these gals who are not being very effective at the moment. I feel that my team might need a little bit of my assistance. I'm kind of over here not doing much. Wait, okay, now we can play roller derby. So I come into a power position. So we used to have that diamond formation, right? You guys see this diamond, the 4 bottles together? These guys are not going to be skating sideways like they did a couple of years ago, because that's really awkward, right? Like surf style skate, whatever, sideways skate, and hold on to people. It's just crazy. Don't bother doing it. Yeah, exactly. So you guys are a tripod. Asian's not part of this. We have our strong tripod. I'm going to come back here and basically fuck with Wiley by myself, but use my tripod as my brace. Don't shake your head at me. So I come back here and I'm just fucking her world up. It could be Wiley's coming over here and BOA has got her in lane 1, or I'm using BOA's butt in lane 1, but I'm back here and I kind of push her out like this, or I can squeeze myself in and then just like pull her back a little bit and kind of eat some space. You can't really demonstrate all the different ways how to do so with water bottles, but when we get back on skates, we can definitely demonstrate how. And it's basically just wedging yourself in there. So when you guys have blockers and they're making their seam like this, how do you get in between? Is you've got to wedge yourself in, right? You take that shoulder and kind of like squeeze yourself. That's basically what you're doing when you're trying to get in as a power if you're not already set up that way. If Wiley, so there's just different ways you can come in and chip yourself in. But the basic point for the 3-in-1 with your safety being the power is this position in the back. You've got your brace, your inside and outside, and then your power position. Anybody can swap and be the power. It doesn't necessarily have to be one person in particular. Let's say that I have pushed Wiley out and then we're reforming into a different kind of tripod. Now we have a tripod and danger is the safety. So when Wiley comes back in, danger is safety over in lane 4 and you still have your tripod here. Does that make sense? Cool. The power jams, you've got 1, 2, and 4 fingers. And it's just an honesty thing. It's no hard feelings. And it really depends on the day. Some days I'm in that 1 and 2 slot, and some days I'm not. Some days I'm off my game, or some days I'm in the fucking penalty box. So if I'm there, someone else has to take that spot. So you guys have to just be honest with yourself and know where you are, and what you guys have to do if you're in 1, 2, 3, or 4 positions. 3 and 4 are equally as important as 1 and 2. You have to pay attention to where you are in relation to the pack, and you still have duties in case somebody tries to run your jammer back or that opposing jammer comes back up out of the box into the track. You guys have to stop her. Don't get in your jammer's way. Make sure your timing is on point. Hit it and quit it is probably the best thing to do, so your jammer doesn't have to continually roll and fight everybody, because, you know, just math, it's harder for one person to go against 3 or 4 people versus, you know, 1 versus 1 or 2. So if you can just like knock off 1 or 2, that's great. Don't roll anymore. You don't want your jammer to lose their speed. Momentum is their friend. So make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you time it just right so that way your jammer doesn't lose their speed. The other strategy we talked about was the screen from the front. That's a 2-part thing. Remember, you're not only just playing that offensive screen from the front, you are also immediately resetting into a defensive wall, whether it be a 3-in-1 with your safety as a power in the other lane directly next to you or up ahead a little bit. But either way, you have to transition from your screen, offensive screen, to a defensive wall. The 2 3-in-1 that we talked about with having your safety either as the power position or in another lane, we just kind of talked about that with the screen. That's your tripod, and your safety person is somewhere else, but constantly communicating with your tripod, where you are, where the other jammer is. Safety in 4, safety in 1, jammer in 2, safety in 1, whatever it is, make sure you're communicating. And the other 2 little things that we talked about was offense as soon as the opposing jammer gets through and immediately back to defense, which the perfect example of that is your screen. It's just one of your tools, not the only one that we have, but it's the one we've been working on the most. And then your offense from behind, the blockers, you need to hit it and quit it, and stop rolling after the initial contact, which again, the perfect example of that is going to be in your power jams. Your offense is coming from behind, you're going to go up, hit somebody, and stop moving. So that's just a recap of all of that.